Today, we're diving into a topic known in volleyball lingo as combination play, a well-coordinated collaboration between two or more players that requires synchronizing both timing and direction. Two players communicate without words, with the ball as their only intermediary. We'll start with the quick attack through the middle featuring the key players, the setter and the middle blocker, who must be in sync almost like twins.
Let's immediately begin exploring where this on-court harmony is born. Our setters already know how to work with a basketball, and that's exactly what helps us show the ideal setting direction. The set must not overshoot the middle hitter, but should aim slightly off the net, right into their hitting, usually right hand. Next comes timing. Even a simple drill with an overball reveals where girls tend to struggle with quick attacks. Due to a lower vertical jump, they stay in the air for a shorter time and thus have less room to properly execute the arm swing above the net. Sometimes they miss it entirely, or it's incomplete, missing a proper elbow pullback or powerful extension.
Now things are improving. We've got the basics down, but the hard part still lies ahead. So, in our methodical sequence, the next step is working with the ball. The girls are battling it out with courage, but it's clear and visible that the arm swing still lacks snap. It's similar with boys. In the beginning, they struggle too, but they tend to master it a little sooner. This one's already got some nice energy. Sure, it still feels a bit mechanical, but nothing can be rushed. The key technical elements are there. A long right step, a rotated left toe during takeoff, classic archer's pose, and contacting the ball at the apex of its path. Just like we see in top-level volleyball. In fact, some teams even make contact just before the apex while the ball is still rising. Now it's the setter's turn. Thanks to previous training with the basketball, they already have a feel for setting direction. Now they move on to the volleyball, both after their own toss and after a toss from the coach. A great training aid here is the so-called attacker's platform. It allows for simulating an approach and brings us closer to the real timing of a quick middle attack. The setter must read the movement of the approaching middle. The attacker doesn't need to do hundreds of jumps just yet. Those will come in time, but in moderation. The best part? The girls can focus calmly on that ever-rebellious attacking arm, which still doesn't fully listen to the brain and acts on its own.
We're getting close to the finale, the classic quick set. But first, one more intermediate step. The setter tosses to themselves, and the hitter starts their approach at the moment of the toss. Key detail? By the time the setter's fingers contact the ball, the attacker should already be starting their jump. The girls are still a bit late, but this is already close to the proper execution. And here we go. The coach tosses the ball, and we now have the quick attack in its final form. Sure, it's a bit of a greenhouse drill. The setter doesn't have to run to the ball or fine-tune the trajectory of the set. Still, for 14-year-old girls and boys, it's a real challenge. A quick attack is a duet between two players, and syncing up as a duo is never exactly a walk in the park.
Let's run a little test. We try the quick attack far from the net, almost from the 3-meter line. Why? We want middles to learn how to hit properly, not just tap the ball straight down. That alone won't cut it for high-level volleyball. And as you'll see, it's not easy. Let's check how the pros do it for comparison.
The key is that boys and girls should start trying quick attacks in real games from age 13. No more fallback to half-high sets in the middle. Even if the technique isn't textbook yet, just go for it. Try it, even off a less than perfect pass. Yes, it takes courage, but they'll need that anyway. So why wait? Start in practice. The goal is clear. Quick sets not just in training, but even after a shaky pass. Just like the pros, no problem for them anymore. Bottom line, start the quick set at 13, and by U16 and U18, it should be second nature.
A quick middle attack isn't just the classic quick, but also its faster sibling, the 1.5-meter quick set, executed brilliantly by Italian champions. But we need to start from the basics. As we saw with the quick set, we begin simply standing. The boys take on the basic version, and the girls add a hint of an approach. Slowly but surely, we're fitting another piece into our middle attack puzzle.
And boom! Setters are starting to jump. First, we train with the attacker on a box, then we go full out. With the girls, we're still working on that arm motion, especially that tricky unpulled elbow we already mentioned. And the boys? Some still struggle. But most are starting to get it under control, even with a fast set.
And before we wrap up, one more note. Once setters and attackers have built synergy, it's time to revive a few technical tricks. For example, the body shot, where the arm swings down across the torso. It's a great move that every middle should have up their sleeve, and it belongs in their training. But there are more elements, and those are for another episode.
Every solid middle attacker's repertoire should include an attack from the right side, Zone 2. For 14-year-olds, this isn't exotic anymore. It's a necessary skill. And since nothing falls from the sky, it has to be drilled patiently, step by step, with targeted training routines.
And finally, one strategic note to close. If the middle finds an opening, they should slam the ball down next to the block and forward. Why? First, the hit lands in front of the back defensive line. Second, it gives the attacker a psychological edge over the opposing middle blocker. And that's all for today. Did you enjoy this episode? Do you have any questions or feedback? Let us know in the comments.